that we were maximizing our opportunities and to get ready for these last four.
Big picture, you have 5 Big Ten games under your belt. Not just the league you're in, is any slouch of the league. Like, what would you learn about the Big Ten in those first 5 games?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a great league. I mean, I think that's that's a given. So much tradition and history, and a lot of great teams, and a lot of great physical players who will play at the next level for a long time. On each and every squad. So. With my first time doing it, first time really playing in such a great league, you learn from each and every rep, and kind of how to take advantage of certain things, certain defenses, and certain play styles of how defenders play, and you just learn so much through it all to gain a better feel for the game, so it slows down for you. So it's been a process, and I don't feel like I'm there yet, but I'm getting there for sure. It just takes a little bit of time.
How tough was it to flush the Wisconsin game and then kind of sit on it for 2 weeks? You got to get rid of it, but it kind of sticks with you, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's obviously not the way we wanted that to go, and it's not ideal. So it's a little bit disappointing. But Coach B and his staff, does a tremendous job of instilling the right mindset in us of staying positive and moving on. You don't dwell on the past, you learn from it. But if we dwell on it and we just sit in our disappointment, we won't take advantage of Minnesota coming up here next.
Your former school's having a great year, top 10, I think, just moved in right there. You get to watch them much? Did you get to pay attention? You communicate with those guys at all or not?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I spent 2 years there.
Right.
I have a lot of great friends there. A lot of familiarity with not just Ole Miss, with Mississippi in general. So, I've known that program for a long time, and like I said, I have a lot of friends there. So I just enjoy watching, some of those dudes that I know so well, and, love so much, and I root for those guys.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Luke, Coach Lenny said there's a lot of self-scouting during the bye week. What'd you learn about yourself watching the game film?
Yeah, you kind of watch different types of cut-ups, different games, and things like that to pull different things from those games and those reps. And I think it's each and every game you find little nuances that you've grown in, and you find areas that that you find kind of repeated mistakes that you want to really focus on the bye week to kind of drive out. So can put us in good positions to win. But I think you learn the most on the field. You watch it obviously on tape and things like that. But I learn the most of by getting physical reps.
Is that also how you build a rapport? Like, I know you've been building with your receivers since you got here, but what does the game tape of those reps kind of help inform you about what they like, and then for them to hear what you like?
Yeah, they obviously use that information to understand what I'm good at, and what they like, and what I'm not good at, I guess, or what we haven't been good at, and things like that. So you obviously use that and use it to your advantage to come up with game plans to maximize our strengths and minimize our weaknesses. So yeah, you have 8 games to kind of pull that information from, and they do a good job of that.
You weren't here last year, Luke, but there was a major emphasis starting in the spring with you about red zone and trying to improve what that was from last year. Are you seeing that emphasis kind of translate to the field in these first 8 games?
Yeah, I think we were talking about it this morning actually with the offensive unit. I think we've done a good job of in the red zone of not just getting not getting field goals, but getting touchdowns. And so, I think my first 3 practices here in spring were strictly in the red zone. We didn't get in the open field. We made sure to make that an emphasis. So, so we could be really good at red zone scoring and maximizing those opportunities. And we have such a great menu of plays that Coach Lenny has implemented for us to be successful. It's just a matter of execution, and I think we've done a good job of that so far. It's just a matter of getting there. You know what I mean? We got to get there more, and once we get there, we're pretty successful.
I asked Coach Lenny yesterday about the tweaks you make during the open week because you got more time. Is there some little things that you're going to do maybe different than you did the first 8 weeks?
I try to take one day at a time, I guess. Do whatever I think is necessary just to get better. Each day. I don't know if I approach it with like I'm gonna do something different because something didn't work, but I try to take one day at a time, and whatever is in front of me, I'm gonna maximize that opportunity and do whatever's necessary to just to be at my best for these guys. And yeah, things change obviously in the bye week. You know,
Right.
it's not the normal routine, so things are a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, there's so many areas to get better in. You know, whether that's in the film room or on the practice field, or you know, in my personal life too.
Maybe an odd question, but coming from the south, is this cold weather a little bit of shock to his system?
A little bit. You know, I was here in the spring. You know, I got here in January, so you know, I was thrown right into it. I guess January, February was really cold, and practice throughout the spring, it was pretty cold too, and you know, the wind was blowing. So you know, I've had a little taste of it. So it's not you know, particularly new to me, I guess. Obviously, it's new in season and really playing, but it's definitely a little bit colder than what I'm used to. It's really just the wind, I guess. But yeah, it can be a shock. But you know, this team does well, I think, in it.
Coach Lenny yesterday talked about like explosive plays have kind of overwhelmingly been a part of your touchdown drives this season. How do you marry maybe those more with just sustaining some more drives, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I think a lot of our scoring drives that, you know, I think Coach B has made a big point on is, you know, the majority of our scoring drives have come off of an explosive play of 15 or 20 yards or more. So, you know, I think that's kind of been our formula throughout our year. But, you know, I think it's important to, you know, establish the run and, you know, just kind of, you know, pound the rock. And if that's 4 or 5 yards at a time and just, you know, big long play drives, that's just as fine as, you know, 5 play drives. So whatever it takes to get down there in the red zone, and you know, we have a great red zone formula to really score touchdowns. And but yeah, we want to create explosives. But if it takes 15 play drives like we've done before, that's just as fun.
Isaiah's not a secret in this league anymore, Luke, but do you feel like over these last 4 games you have to be intentional with trying to get him involved any way you can?
Yeah, 100%. You know, I think, like you said, there's no secret that he's one of the best players in this league and really in the country. So, you know, teams prepare for him. You know, when they come up with a game plan, they circle him and you know, try to figure out ways to stop him. But and we know that too. But you know, he's such a special player and so dynamic in space with the ball in his hands that, you know, no matter what, you know, the defense tries to scheme up, try to stop him, he's gonna find ways to you know, create explosives and put us in, you know, plus territory and things like that. So it's definitely an emphasis, you know, in the game plan and in every game plan that we have to just put the ball in his hands. And you know, we're going to try to do that as best we can these last 4.
You played now in the SEC and the Big Ten. What are the things that are different? Or is there anything different between the 2 leagues?
Yeah, I think there's, you know, the environment where you play in, you know,
Okay.
North and South, that's obviously a difference. But, you know, too, just great leagues who just put out a lot of great players and a lot of great coaches too, and historic programs. So there's similarities there, but, you know, I think, you know, each program's so different.
Sure.
You know, even in the SEC or in the Big Ten. Yeah, just 2 great leagues.
How important is this Minnesota game to get back on a winning track?
Oh yeah, of course. It's so important. You know, I think every single game is you go in just wanting to win. So, you know, we're going to take this one, you know, one game at a time mentality. You know, just try to get to 1-0 this week, and no matter if we were 8-0 or 0-8, you know, this is the most important game on our schedule because it's the next one.
Anything else for Luke?